Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, we have many things to say. It's weekend, football games, but the market is coming, is getting closer, and so let's jump into it together. Here we go guys, ready for all the updates, ready for all the latest. It's gonna be a busy summer, get ready, because we are about to start in this mid-April, but imagine June, July, August, but also May is going to be a big month to understand more on several stories, on several movements. Well, today guys, I wanted to start by opening doors to this summer transfer window by telling you something on Andy Robertson, because it's news from Thursday, when Liverpool officially confirmed that Andy Robertson is going to leave the club. Legend, Andy Robertson for Liverpool, fantastic player, fantastic attitude, a proper Liverpool player, I would say, so big part of their history. And it's sad to see him going, and big part of that fantastic squad that we know very well from a few years ago with Jurgen Klopp as a manager. Now almost only Alisson remaining, and obviously captain Virgil van Dijk. But what's next for Andy Robertson? Well, what I can tell you is that there is already, according to my information, a verbal agreement done between Andy Robertson and Tottenham Hotspur over a free transfer in the summer transfer window. In the rumors, we had several clubs in the recent days, Italian clubs, Spanish clubs, Tottenham, Celtic, several stories. But what I can tell you is that, according to my information, there is already a verbal agreement in place between Andy Robertson and Tottenham Hotspur. That's the favorite destination for Robbo. The club is ready to proceed, but this deal is not a here we go yet, for one reason: it's still not signed. And when it's not signed, obviously, for this kind of situations with free agents, when a player can say, it's very verbal, like it's normal life, a player can say, okay, I'm coming to join you, I'm ready, then till they sign, in this case there is no club-to-club negotiation. So the player any moment can sign with any other club, but that's not for Andy Robertson, it's for all the players who are out of contract. So you have to be very careful till the end. And also, this pre-agreement depends also on what's going to happen in the Premier League table. So in case of relegation, the story could change. So eventually, Andy Robertson could say, okay, this verbal agreement is no longer okay, I'm going to consider different proposals. But the favorite destination is clear, is Tottenham Hotspur. They are the leading contenders to sign Andy Robertson from Liverpool on a free transfer, depending on what happens in the relegation battle, in the relegation final games from now to the end of the season. So let's follow this one, but could be one of the very first deals of the summer transfer window. Players out of contract, one more I want to mention, Robert Lewandowski. Many news, many stories over the recent days. So guys, what's the situation for Lewandowski? The agent of Robert Lewandowski, Pini Zahavi, one of the most important agents in the world, a legend of this game, what he did in terms of preparing the future for Robert Lewandowski is to bring to the table all the best possibilities by the end of this month to Robert Lewandowski. And then will be on the player to decide what he wants to do on the financial point of view, on the sporting point of view, on the project point of view, and also the family, of course. So, several factors. Lewandowski already has a discussion with Barcelona over a new contract, but not with the same salary he has right now, which is a huge salary. It was the salary they agreed when Lewandowski joined Barcelona from Bayern, so you can imagine alone how expensive is the contract of Lewandowski. Barcelona are prepared to offer him a shorter contract, one more season, but for reduced salary. It's going to be on Lewandowski to decide whether he wants to stay or explore different options. Among these options, there are Italian clubs calling, MLS. Don't forget what I told you about MLS. From MLS, they are very aggressive on Robert Lewandowski. They want him, and they are prepared to offer important money. And from Saudi, they wanted Lewandowski already 2 and 3 years ago, and now back to the table. So Lewandowski will have plenty of options: MLS, Saudi, Italy, in case he wants to continue in Europe. Or, eventually, if he wants to continue in Europe, stay at Barcelona. So it's going to be on the player to decide. For sure, Champions League is really important now, and Lewandowski wants to focus on Champions League. There is a crucial game coming against Atletico Madrid, and then we will understand more in the next weeks about the future of Robert Lewandowski. Then, answering some of your questions today, on this Saturday, one is about Bruno Fernandes. What's happening with Bruno Fernandes and his future? I think the last message sent by Bruno on his interview on Men in Blazers is quite good. He said, I feel Mancunian. I feel as a real Manchester United fan. So he loves the club. He feels very good there. And what I can tell you is that over the recent weeks, the prospect of playing Champions League football again at Manchester United is really making an impact on Bruno Fernandes. At the moment, what I can tell you guys is that from Saudi, they still want Bruno, as they always wanted Bruno. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago with Al Hilal. So they remain interested, but Bruno is really tempted by playing Champions League football with Man United. So Man United are optimistic on keeping Bruno Fernandes for next season. Let's see how the conversations will continue. Let's see what's going to happen, but Man United are optimistic. Then is going to be a conversation between Bruno and Man United at the end of the season, so we will follow the situation, but for sure, Man United hope they can keep Bruno, and they are gonna try to keep Bruno Fernandes for their project to continue also with him. Many questions also on Ethan Nwaneri situation at Olympique Marseille, guys. Now it's complicated, but at Arsenal for the summer transfer window, because Nwaneri is at Marseille on loan, not by option. He's not going to stay at Marseille next season. He's going back to Arsenal. But what's going to happen in the summer transfer window? Many questions on reports saying Nwaneri will go to Borussia Dortmund, and Nwaneri is leaving Arsenal on a permanent transfer. Guys, Borussia Dortmund wanted Nwaneri on a permanent transfer from Arsenal already 1 year ago. When Arsenal were negotiating a new contract with Nwaneri, and at the end they were successful in reaching an agreement, there were Chelsea very interested and Borussia Dortmund, these two clubs. So interest, especially from Borussia Dortmund, remains very strong in Ethan Nwaneri. There are several clubs around Europe attentive to the situation. At the moment, Arsenal have not communicated anything to the player. So they didn't tell the player in this camp, okay, you can leave in the summer. So that's not the case at the moment. It's still not decided. At the end of the season, Arsenal will assess the situation with Nwaneri. Not today, it's still not clear. But from Dortmund, they are still hoping to do one of their typical deals. Sancho, Haaland, Bano Gittens, signing these top players, top talents, and then eventually sell them in the future. So Nwaneri is for sure still on the shortlist at Borussia Dortmund, but still nothing decided by Arsenal. So that remains the situation. And then, guys, Maghnes Akliouche, this winger from Monaco. 1 year ago, he was in the shortlist at Tottenham, at Man City, at several clubs. Nothing happened because Monaco didn't want to sell the player in the summer transfer window 2025. Now, summer transfer window 2026, I tell you, keep close eye on the situation of Maghnes Akliouche. Because several clubs have started calling, several clubs are informed on the situation, he could be an opportunity, and Premier League could be a destination for Maghnes Akliouche. So let's follow the situation, but there is a lot of attention in Maghnes Akliouche. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories. Andrew Robertson and his future, what's your feeling on that, guys? And then Robert Lewandowski, what should he do? Stay at Barcelona, try a new chapter, eventually where? And then Bruno Fernandes, Ethan Nwaneri, Maghnes Akliouche. Your opinion, guys. Hit in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.